In week 5. We've got 3.5 stars versus vibrams and middle finger tonight. My name is Wandum. We've got Beater on production. Bumfries is here to take me along for the ride. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very good, thank you.
So this game is a game between two teams that are currently sitting pretty much smack bang in the middle. I just completely destroyed my vote. Okay. Smack bang in the middle of the tables right now. I think so. Yeah, I mean, the two middle table teams, obviously, as I've said 5 times now. I don't know if this is going to be as close as it might look, like on the standings. I think
the standings are very hard to rely on this season. It's been absolute chaos from the organizational front. Obviously, Gremlins dropped out just last week, which removes a lot of points from teams who had already played them. Plus, teams are all over the shop with organizing. We have week 1 games, week 3 games, which still haven't been played. And we are, of course, in week 5 right now already. So, there's a lot of points missing from the scoreboard that are going to have to be filled in later. I don't think we can really rely on looking at that at all to base our predictions. As you said, it might not be like how it looks on the standings, so we'll just have to go from our own 2 cents. Wandum, who do you think is going to be the better team?
I mean, I guess honestly, I was watching a little bit of vibrams last week. I say a little bit. I watched the whole official from last week, and it was just, I mean, so I've come to discover this season that Yak is kind of a little bit of a criminal mastermind. He's robbed multiple wins away, multiple map wins at this point, because it did go to a golden cap. I don't think they've actually played a single official this week beside the default win that they got, where it hasn't gone to at least 1 golden cap. They obviously went to 2 versus 4 toast, and then ever since then they've won a golden cap, and then not subsequently, but they've lost a map as well. So they've come out with 2 or 3 points pretty much every official, which, I mean, I guess it's good at some point. You get to play a long time, but last week they played a really close game on Reckoner, and then they just kind of got curbed by Garter on Sunshine. It was not close, and so I hope that maybe they've done a little bit more homework coming into this map, feeling a little bit stronger. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the Frenchies should be favored here.
Yeah, I think the Frenchies are favored, but those points add up, especially when you're getting those points against teams like Fortoast, which you should realistically be getting 6-0'd by, especially in a season where now 4 teams are going to make playoffs out of 7 instead of out of 8. It does push up those teams who have been gaining points consistently a little bit more. So even though they've been losing out almost all these games, getting a consistent 2-3 points from them, and then if you win the games against the teams lower than you, there's still definitely chances to be made for your team getting that 4th slot into playoffs. Whether or not they'll be getting that tonight, once again, hopefully they're aiming for at least a few points against the Frenchies to stay alive, but it does seem like the French team are the higher seed so far from what we've seen this season.
Yeah, but I mean, anything's possible, right? I think especially, but it's just so strange, right? Because you look at the victory versus Full Toast, and like all power to vibrams for taking those 3 points, but I feel like, honestly, watching that back, like neither team was really playing at their peak. It was also a week 1 official, and I don't think Full Toast has played for a long time, so it's just kind of a matter of like maybe playing a weaker version of that team. But coming into this, I mean, we have 2 pretty slow-paced maps. Sunshine's known for having a loss that you can't push, and Snakewater is kind of the same thing. I think, honestly, the Frenchies are just more used to playing really slow games. Yak is known for being the guy that wants to kind of walk randomly forwards, even though it doesn't really come across in these stats. You can see Delhi is pulling ahead here in the average death per map, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think overall, you look at the players, maybe 3.5 stars, just looking superior. Look at those air shots, man. 2.5 per game? Wow. Per map.
Yeah, clearly picking up the most important thing there. But yeah, I think you're right. There is definitely something to be said for how slow the maps are and how much Yak will be willing to push anything, even to the point where he's pushing on full disads and then Ubers get popped in his face. and stuff like that sometimes happens. As you also mentioned, Delhi has been a bit feed source sometimes so far, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I don't think it's a consistent thing for Delhi really to be like dying as much as he has been. It was just kind of an off day for him, I suppose, that
Yeah.
kind of boosts that stat up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think either of these teams are really prone to playing as slow as possible, but this map does sometimes force you into it, as you say.
But I mean, again, like, if I get a fast-paced Sunshine game, it'll be once in a blue moon, but I'll be excited for it, you know? When this
Yeah.
map is fast-paced, it's pretty good most of the time, but yeah. I think another thing we also probably have to mention is the fact that Nuthouse isn't playing tonight. It's going to be Caper instead. Caper, known for being a little bit of a wild boy, pretty good at the game.
Yeah, two very similar star scouts, I suppose, that just like hit every shot, and they've been around like the Div 1 / bottom prem sort of teams for God knows how long. So yeah, should be a good Merc. I think it'll fit pretty well into whatever happens.
So one thing I did notice when I was watching vibrams earlier is, like, Jorge was kind of alone most of the time. Or, like, he got caught out in a lot of situations, especially on Sunshine. It's kind of one of the main reasons they lost the game as fast as they did, because Jorge just, like, didn't really have teammates with him all the time. Usually you'd imagine that job kind of falls onto Nuthouse. He wasn't really there. So maybe, I mean, hopefully Caper can bring a little bit different here. Hopefully Jorge has a scout to run him out of things and not just like leave him to die, as kind of did happen a lot of the time, at least last week.
Yeah, well, I've been seeing the Doughy ratings. He's been going back over VODs, over STVs of what's been going on, rating the players individually, and he's saying that Jorge is the most impressive medic in all of Prem this season, despite clearly not even being on one of the top teams. What do you think of that?
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you saw his average deaths per game is like 0.2, which is like, I don't even know if Seeds has done that so far. That's very, very impressive. But yeah, I mean, again, like Medic, it's as hard as it sounds, like it's so hard to hard carry on Medic, especially. I think also, especially on a team with Yak on it, I don't even know how much of the calling Jorge realistically gets to do. Certainly does sometimes feel like he is kind of trapped by his teammates, which is sad. But it kind of is what it is. But again, like Medic differences don't really matter that much. I feel like Patchouli, if he does a good enough job, doesn't drop more than once, like it's probably fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, the medic diff is in most games, you know, it's not obvious. Then when it is obvious, it's obvious. You know, when a medic has a lot of mistakes in a game, it can, even if your team overall is better, it can completely turn the tide. Obviously, just how important the Uber is. I don't even need to explain that to everyone in chat. I'm sure. Yeah, but I think I watched an official where Patchouli was making a lot of mistakes this season, but hopefully it won't be the same this time around. It's definitely like, if it was a consistent thing, he wouldn't be on a Prem team, would he? So it's gonna be okay, I think. There's not too much of a med difference.
No, it should be fine. I mean, again, like, yeah, surely there probably will be a difference. Jorge probably will have his number both in the heals and in the death department, but does it really matter? Like, honestly, if he dies one last time, I mean, sure, maybe there's a round off of it, but realistically, honestly, after watching the last couple of weeks' games out of vibrams, maybe it doesn't actually inspire that much confidence in me. Like, can they turn a Uber advantage into a round? I don't know. They weren't really able to last week.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing on the server right now?
Yeah, this is great. It's a heavy meeting. Oh wait, it's a Yeti meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Cute.
Wow.
Alright, can we get ETF2L to add Mercenary Park? Just play 6v6 Yetis only instead? Alright, who are we waiting
Yak
on?
is-
Looks like it's just Caper waiting to join the server, and we should be all ready to go. What were you about to say there? Sorry.
I was saying Yak is spoiling the fun. He's shooting pipes at people that are having fun. Look at this. Why is he doing this?
He says the beta friendly taunters versus the Sigma killer.
Maybe he's on the grind set.
Yeah, he's getting his strange farmed on all these poor yetis, these innocent animals.
Yeah. I mean, it's Hail Zone already. What more could he possibly achieve?
I wonder if he has a like Yetis killed strange part on it.
Does that exist?
No, surely not.
Surely. Wait, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it did exist. There's some weird, strange parts out there.
Yeah, there's like MVM robots airshotted with a mini
yeah.
crit. Like,
Yeah, like there's some
Some
oddly
really
specific stuff. I love the one just like airborne kills because it just like registers everything.
yeah.
You shoot someone off a centimeter and it's like, okay.
Yeah, you splash someone when they've like pressed space 1
Yeah.
millisecond ago.
We're alive! Okay, so the Yeti meeting has ended. This is ETF2L season 39. Once again, vibrams versus 3.5 stars. Walking into the first middle here. Both teams looking to secure some very important playoff points here. Tiram already super fast in, getting some spam across. But you can see it does absolutely nothing because the enemy team is all the way on the other side of the map.
Yeah, spamming for that choke rollout. It's often nice to get those free little 30 damage rockets, but everyone did go through Flower. Eyes on Raph, who has been hiding in behind, now does jump in. Gets a lot of damage onto Loopy, but there's not really much to be found. All the aggression came out from vibrams at the same time, but their aggression failed, and now they are stuck in their own choke. Health not too good in a 6v4. I'm surprised they're even hanging around this long. They should be leaving right now.
But they can leave to the other side of the map. They're stuck behind. Uber's popped out here, but it looks like it's only going to be Loopy, actually Capo rather, just hanging out with his medic and Jorge right now. They get it going to Deli, but that's Patchouli now, the 100% advantage. They're going to cap this up. Probably just wait for Deli to come back alive, and they can push second with such a big Uber charge advantage here.
Yeah, this is the unfortunate thing about the Sunshine meta of swapping sides at the moment. You get stuck behind so easily, and then you pretty much have to trade to get out, and then if the other team doesn't use, well, then you just end up in this full disad situation, as the dry push does come in. There's a drop from the trap! Yak has his trap up in the window outside Cafe, and Patchouli just goes down for free. This entire fight is turned around. Alien throws his life away. Raph very low on the health pack, gonna get picked up here. QB as well. AZN in the last ditch attempt. Jorge on 4 HP surfs it away. Oh my god.
The control point is
Look at the stickies on point. These are up. I don't think the scout has spotted them here. Okay, never mind. But Yak has it still kills Tiram. Oh no! I don't think that matters too much. Losing a soldier here is kind of okay, especially considering what could have died instead of Tiram. Losing a roamer is kind of okay. They're up now, as we were saying earlier, it's 70% Uber here. There is a sniper on the blue team. Graf is trying to bump Volter a little bit. It's kill onto Capen now, losing a scout. Not really one you see, especially when Lupi's so far back, as they do get forced out here. Yak is dead as well. This is not looking very nice for vibrams, actually.
Yeah, that trap kill on the point actually has a lot more impact than it looked like. It actually slowed down the cap enough for everyone to get those forwards, and then suddenly the 5v6 fight was not in their favor on second. Jorge dropping a lot of players, unfortunately, as well. Meant that Uber was pretty much wasted, and now 100% ad for the Frenchies. They've already got the kills onto both soldiers coming in. They might not even have to use here. Caper will take down Deli, but the Uber is still firmly in Patchouli's pocket, and they've got middle for free.
Yeah, they get middle. They lose their demo man, and losing Deli is kind of not the best, especially in this situation. While you kind of, if you had Deli up, 100% the Frenchies would have just pushed forwards onto second here. But because of that, it gives Yak a little bit of time. You can see he's setting up traps again, not in the same position as last time, but he is definitely. I mean, if you are vibrams right now, you really need to get this Uber out of Patchouli ASAP. You're trying to not lose your last point here. You see soldiers are bombing across.
As you say, the delay has lasted long enough. Jorge has the Uber up himself now. Just needs to not make sure that they lose these players on the flank. Yak is getting traded out for AZN. Scar gets a frag onto Alien on point. QB's very, very low in this corner, and Loopy picks him up too. So, despite having no demo, this is definitely a push you want to take when the enemy's 3 down. Already the Frenchies just fleeing to second. Tiram tries to put a bit of pressure on, but he just gets forced back. Both teams know their limits. And it looks like, oh, the spawns get denied. That makes so much of a difference. There was 0 seconds left on them, but now there's a free flood into second.
Oh, look at the demo.
Stars get hit in time. Deli gets taken down so low. QB gets caught in. AZN can trade it out. But there's no position here for the French team. They have to take a trade or leave, and it looks like the trade's coming in, but Jorge has a much better Uber, 30%. Patchouli gets body blocked a bit even, but he's going to get out with his life. But second is definitely Vibrams here.
Yeah, so they take second in what was honestly a pretty strange exchange. They woke up that forward spawn, which was really nicely noticed by them. It's a very small window. They managed to get in, but like as you said, I mean, they traded Uber now. So now we have a Sunshine last Uber stalemate, which is the best thing in the world. You can see the Frenchies are setting up. They have a Sentry, they have a Pyro, and the long-standing TF2 mystery that's been here for like 5 years of how do you do this? How do you push this last on even Ubers? You can see Loopy's trying to answer the question with his sniper. I wonder, does he even get an angle in here? It's so difficult for him to get anything.
Yeah, it's a really tricky last. Sniping from right, I'd say, is almost impossible. Sniping from left is also difficult unless you have a lot of players there to help you with it, and even then you're not going to see much most of the time. Obviously, talking from the attacker's perspective, he is over towards the left now, seeing what he can see, but Patchouli's just easily holding behind this wall. Raph has this area on lockdown pretty much. Alien up on a sniper of his own now, just watching to see if he can get that counter snipe. Maybe get some pressure onto another player.
But it's so difficult. I mean, like, the sniper angles on this last aren't actually that good. Someone pretty much has to overextend for you to get a kill. As Tiram actually does get shot down. There's another kill into Loopy as well here. It's 2 frags for the Frenchies now. You can see them actually getting a bit more aggressive.
Yak's still in lobby, way too far in.
Oh, this is awful. What a disaster.
Yeah,
Yak going down now. No pressure for the red team anymore.
You gotta leave lobby there immediately once you've lost 1, never mind when you lose 2. Looks like Caper wants to take this trade, actually gets a free kill before the Uber comes out. Jorge does force, and now there is no returning force from Patchouli, so it's 100% ad to get out of last, but with 2 players down, they need to at least delay this. They need to find Caper here. The conch is popped and they're bursting into last. The Uber does come out as a last-ditch attempt to hold onto it. Yak just sticking up the point. A repush will be here imminently. Tiram bombing straight forwards, not getting a lot of damage, but Loopy can play the cap.
They're playing the cap here. I mean, honestly, they could do it. It's Scar and a demo man right now. He gets 1 kill. He gets another. He's popping the conch for no reason. That's log padding.
Yeah, second conch in the same fight is impressive. There's not often you see that, but yeah, the conch repush was really good there. I mean, the fact that they didn't take a good enough trade on second really didn't even matter, because at least they got the kills with their own Uber, and then they could just kind of force out with the conch, force the enemy Uber, and then flee and repush, and they just executed it perfectly. So, a nice first round for Vibrams.
So now setting up here on the middle, you can see they are trading sides again. Just spam being exchanged across. Both soldiers kind of sitting here for Vibrams on top of the enemy cafe as they're finally jumping across it. Spam again, just being exchanged, nothing really happening, no major confrontations. There's a lot of damage here onto Deli actually. It's down to 100. We see Vibrams are trying, but Raph from the backside completely takes out Jorge from the fight, and it gets so difficult now for Vibrams to do much. You can see the HP is very low, but they've managed to collapse it. Only 2 players up now, just Patchouli and Alien Smiley. Can they get the Uber in time? He's on 97. Doesn't get the Uber
so beautiful. Loopy with the 2k. Perfect calls there, by the way. The one correct play there is to focus all your 3 players on the same player. Doesn't matter if you kill the scout or the medic first. Either way, the medic's not going to be able to heal anyone and get his Uber in time. Tiram on last is just seeing what he can do. He does find Raph.
Nice.
And yeah, that's another example of this swapping sides that we see so often on mid now. Raph just knows that he can pretty much AFK in his own choke for the whole mid fight, and eventually someone is going to walk in front of him and give him a free kill, and this time it was Jorge. But it never comes out the way you expect. Vibrams once again in this situation on enemy last. It is in fact a slight advantage for Jorge, seeing as they killed Patchouli so late. He's got about a 20% advantage here. He's going to have to go very, very fast onto Patch though, and it looks like they're going to. Yak bombs straight forwards onto the sentry. They haven't found the medic though. Patchouli 95% playing in the spawn. There's lots of cap time on the point. They can't block it, they don't block it!
Oh no! They didn't get there in time. The Pyro was trying his best, but he was just focused on the demo a little bit too much. And as you said, like, the Uber makes you invincible, but if you don't stand on the point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, Patchouli was just so desperate to get that Uber. He was basically stood in the spawn door, had all 4 of his players around him. You at least need to sacrifice 1 player for it there. He was about 98%. If someone just throws themselves onto point and dies instantly, even that in itself is enough time to get the Uber, and then you can actually play the round out from there. But just not fast enough reactions to block it, and Scar going down straight away on this third mid fight. 5v6 for Vibrams. We could finally see, yeah, it looks like they are just going to have to flee here. Jorge is in fact running on his own, could get chased here as the bomb comes all the way in from Deli.
Oh, 1 pipe? Does he get the second?
You should killbind here. They're leaving him, they're toying with him.
Oh,
they just let him live for extra amounts of time on purpose there. You see Jorge's spawn is now 9 seconds longer than the rest of his team. So they're actually going to be able to put some damage into last, probably before Jorge even spawns. Although saying that, the cap is only just being started on mid, but I think that's still enough delay that this is going to be 100% ad for a long time.
Yeah, this is really nice from the Frenchies. They pushed them in such a good position here for the last push. So they just need to get the second cap. You can see them already posturing in lobby here, getting ready to push forwards. The sniper dot should be spotted out here. They should know about the sentry spot. I feel like if you're pushing, you don't expect the sentry, you're kind of trolling. You know, I mean, they have 100% here. They should be pushing on this. Should be looking at around here for the Frenchies. They're booking in, and they get the sentry gun immediately. The soldiers sitting on high ground. I don't think it matters. You can see how far back vibrams are, actually. And there's actually not many kills. Alien Smiley's gone down as well. It's a trade onto Tiram. Scar and Wrath both die. But it's so many players. You can see the heavy on the point, and he's just infinite HP. It's so hard for Deli to do anything. The kills, they just don't come out. Vibrams hiding in the hole. And it's enough to stay on that last.
But AZN in lower, bombing into Loopy, not going to be able to work out this time. QB also running in onto the med, but Yak places his pipes and manages to get that kill as well. So, going to be 2 down by the time they walk into mid, also 100% advantage. So this is really looking good for Vibrams to maybe even coast to coast this. They need to watch out for Raph hiding above. He's already fallen down. He's going to get poked out, and they need to watch for Deli's traps on point once again.
I mean, these traps are placed a little bit different. Like, you're kind of only going to get a soldier with these traps, but I don't think they've seen them. Not really looking at them. Yak is hovering dangerously close, actually. Oh my god, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, Deli was just peeking at seeing if there was anyone kind of on the top, but no one fell for those traps. This time, there is, they're just going to let themselves call it even Ubers. They let the Frenchies bring that Uber up, and Tiram says in chat, spawning spy, and then actually does it, but just a bit of a troll. He changes straight off.
Wow. On the contrary, apparently. So, I mean, I guess he has time to build this up. It is Sunshine. He can sit here and spam for a while. You can see he's taking heals, walking in the cafe, spamming some rockets, get the conch up, and it's going to be good for a repush, or even just a push in, initiate the Uber from the other team. Should be good enough. You can see the Frenchies are happy to respond in kind as they walk quarter into cafe. Just exchanging spam. I don't think anything should happen off this. Please tell me nothing happens off this.
Yeah, I don't think it will. There's just pressure on Cafe and counter pressure to kind of stuff them in the door. It's what you expect to see. But eventually, the team with the conch is going to come out on top in this situation unless they manage to catch him in this corner and pick him off, which they do. Maybe a bit too far forwards. Caper will trade him out for Raph, but they've got what they wanted. I mean, the conch going down, getting reset to 0 is really the important thing of note here, and it's going to remain 100-100, even Ubers for a while longer.
And this works pretty much such a good favor of vibrams here. They have the 2 rounds up, which means if they can run down the clock for a little bit, I mean, 5 minutes is so much for this game for them. Puts so much more pressure on the Frenchies here, puts them in such a good position to get the win out. I mean, they haven't just straight up won a map yet. This whole season, they've only won golden caps. So they're looking for something here. You can see Kepa pushing once again. They've got the conch up. And they're just going to keep rinsing and repeating here, honestly. I mean, either Tyram goes down with the conch and he just comes back up and does it again, or they get the conch up and they get a push out of it.
Oh my goodness.
Raph tries to go in.
That was so much pressure on Jorge there. Raph manages to bomb behind. There was a player pressuring in front as well, and Kepa was still just hiding in that corner, completely intent to just bait his team. But it works out well eventually. Yak does kind of try and dry push this, walks straight through, takes a lot of damage, but they've got the space, and that's the one important thing. Now Scar all the way in behind, the traders out in front as well, and everyone just looks like they're going to be running from this. Tyram and Scar both get picked up, and now this is looking dangerous. Yak bombing all the way in, just throws his life away. Loopy also getting cleaned up. Looks like it's going to be 6 men going down unless Jorge can scarp her out of here. The forward spawns are in his favor, but there's still another 2 seconds. And he does get to safety.
Soldiers are in. He's hiding. I mean, honestly, he's at 9% right now. He should just, like, honestly, he probably could just backspawn. It doesn't really matter that much.
But no, all of these forward spawns coming up, and the fact that 5 Frenchies were running into second is just so dangerous. Like, they've really overplayed their hand here. They were leaving 1 person to cap and just trying to 5v6 this on second, and it just does not work out in their favor. They throw everyone away. Deli even gets fragged by the crossbow there. What was that? It was looking so nice. They were clearly trying to chase that remaining frag, and then when 2 soldiers spawn, it's still worth it to take the fight. But then all 6 spawns come in, and they're still committing and taking all that damage. That is not a good idea, and now a massive advantage for Jorge off the back of something that looked disastrous. AZN in with a bomb, just gets destroyed by Scar. Raph 2 getting air shot, and Jorge with a beautiful surf. Everyone on Vibrams just playing their A game right now. 100% is the Uber for Jorge. It's about a 50 ad. They have got second capped up right now. And there's still going to be Raph down when the Uber gets used in. They're just walking it deep. They haven't even popped through the door. Already some cap time. It gets used out now, and this is a free round. 3-0 to Vibrams. This could be their first map win of the season in regulation.
It was such a confusing push to start that off. Honestly, the Yak push into second with even Ubers is just so confusing. The positioning wasn't very good, but I guess it just kind of turned out in their favor. Jorge played that so well for that last little bit of the round. He was already playing on kind of a nice edge, walking across the choke, but it was so well done by him, keeping his team in the game, and now they walk away with a round to show for it. It's 3-0 now. We're on the mid. They're playing this a little bit more aggressive. Neither team here looking to go in immediately. Surely goes down as the first kill of the mid. Tyram happily trades that for this as AZN goes in. QB dead as well. You could see the Broda bomb did try to do something. Fortunately, it's not enough. There's a demo in, but he doesn't find anything. It's just Alien Smiley left alive. He's 34 HP. And there we go. Vibrams stamped their name on the middle once again.
Yeah, and look how disciplined Vibrams played that mid-fight. They are all playing around their choke, around their cafe, sort of aggressively taking it to the other team. And as soon as Patchouli code goes down, you just see Jorge immediately in his own flowers. 3 players in front of him, playing it absolutely safely to perfection, taking down all the feeders coming into him. And that's 100% advantage once again secured. Maybe Vibrams were being kind of written off this season. Teams kind of underrating them. They've had very good results against the top so far, and they're looking to recreate it again. A left side Uber this time. Not looking too successful so far. The sentry still not going down. Still no cap time. And now it's being played by ×3 on the point. Raph does block it, but he loses his life. AZN down 2. It's a 4v6. And Deli falling as well. Just slow and steady wins the race for Vibrams. This 6v3, they find the heavy as well, and they get on the point 4-0.
This is going the complete opposite way I imagined this game. Especially after that Sunshine game last week, where they just, like, I mean, they didn't really have anything to show for it. They got 5-0'd in about 15 minutes. It was not close at all, and look at them now. Really, I mean, they must have done some homework because they're looking so clean on this map now. I mean, the Frenchies, you still have time to salvage this if you are 3.5 stars. There's still some stuff. I mean, there's still time on the board to get full round. Should be doable, but it's so difficult.
Yeah, both teams playing their own side this time. Going a bit slower. Taram first bomb in, gets behind, and Delhi goes down to Yak so early. This is not what you need if you're 4 rounds down.
Gets the first rocket, not the second, but it doesn't really matter. You can see how low Patchouli is. They can't stay in this middle at all. Position not there. It was a nice idea from Tiram. Unfortunately, doesn't hit the rocket. Nice, decent serve from Patchouli. They're going to walk forwards. They're going to try to take this trade there.
Yeah, they're just busting their way in. They do manage to get through, but they need to be careful for these forward spawns that are coming in. Look, it's now a 6v3 on middle, just purely because of capping up mid. Scar bombing straight forwards, does just kind of fake it out, force them to leave. Caper now in the choke, feeding his life away. Tiram and Loopy will pick up the trade frag onto QB at least, but it doesn't really matter. You don't have to be clean if you're Vibrams at this point. You just have to be annoying enough to run the clock down and stop this 5-4 comeback from coming in. The Uber is forced out of Patchouli as well by Scar, just pure presence alone. The 8-second better Uber now coming straight out of Loopy, chasing this one forwards. Will he be able to get any frags? It doesn't look like it. In fact, Scar and Yak outside of the Uber have gone down.
Jorge is trying to fight a demo man off here as well. You can see the soldier bombs in. Telly's trying to chase it, but Jorge manages to snake his way out. The kill onto Rafa for Tiram, but that's going to be about it. Loopy dead as well on the flank. The Uber, honestly, that was looking really good for Vibrams, and the Frenchies managed to turn it around. They should be able to get mid off of this. I'm not really sure. I mean, look at this. Vibrams getting a little bit cheeky here. You can see Yak trying to get some spam in. Choke. Setting up some stickies. He's going to walk back. Even Uber's still. There's still 2 players down. But I don't think... I mean, the Frenchies kind of have to push, but it's so difficult.
Yeah, and it actually could have been a full ad. Raf actually had a very low medic right in front of him, but chose to fight a combat player instead on his own second. Now, just the skedaddle to last comes in, although Yak going down, that makes a world of difference. And in fact, with some bad healing from Jorge, it's a slight advantage. They are just going to be busting this from the Frenchies. They already take down Tiram. There's so much time on point. They just get it cleanly. Neither Uber even used before that point cap comes in.
This is exactly what you want as the French side now. You're getting this round on the board. It's still... You're still staring up a mountain, right? But it's definitely a very important first step here for them. Up to Vibrams now to try and take this momentum away. That round was kind of stolen. That Uber trade on second was not really what you want to see. That post-Uber. You can see now they're walking back onto middle here. Both teams electing to choose their own side here. Soldiers just kind of trading around so far. It's a soldier bomb in. And actually, Vibrams, there's stuff behind it, their own cafe. They can't really do anything here, as the French is just claiming the middle for themselves to kill onto Tiram and onto Raf. I mean, I'm not really sure if anything else is going to come of this for the red side. They're trying to go forward. There's a lot of damage onto Delhi, but I don't think it's enough. Caper's gone down. The soldier's running around with a pickaxe.
Yak now in from behind. He went on the long flank all the way through. He does pick up Delhi. He hits some nice pipes here. Pipes onto both scouts, but not enough to clutch the middle up. And at least Jorge was pretty much in cafe that entire mid just with one scout building up this Uber, so they still do have it. Whether or not they want to trade on second here is their call, but it looks like at the end the French team are just going to get back to mid anyway, but they need to start moving soon. 8 minutes, 3 rounds to find at the minimum. The bomb is in from AZN, but it's worthless. They need something to get the gears turning.
Yeah, that bomb out of Brodo was not really what we were looking for, honestly. Especially when it's so telegraphed. It's so hard, but look at this, actually. This might be what we're looking for. Loopy and Cape both getting taken down. No scouts means that, look at this. QB walks right in, gets the Yak kill and the force out of Jorge. This is a disaster hold for Vibrams. Now is looking good for them. There's a kill onto Delhi and a kill onto Raf, but Jorge is taken down by Alien Smiley. It's 2 soldiers trying to get the most of this. Alien Smiley is dead. It's just Patchouli left to pop the Uber on the point. He has a soldier friend, but honestly, I don't think they can stay in here.
Yeah, that's one of the rare situations as medic where surfing to survive the soldier is the worst play. You actually just want to pop that out, keep your scout with you, and take that Uber, just take those 2 frags. But instead he surfed it away, drops his scout, and then kind of just uses on himself in the end, it's not too bad. The Frenchies still look to come out on top in this fight. They're just getting all their players in now, and vibrams will be leaving to last. So, still even Ubers, but it's dry pushable. There's no sentry up yet. There's no Ubers up on the board yet. They could try and make something work, maybe through the left side here, and that looks like what they're going to do. Yeah, they do just have to do this. Stick is on point, Scout on the point as well. It gets blocked by the soldier, but so much cap time. Raph on the spawn door finds Jorge for free. There's so much pressure on the point as well. Perfect from the Frenchies, exactly what they had to do. No Uber, no sentries, just get in there and play for your hearts, and they managed to get it. Now, 6 minutes, 2 rounds is doable.
It is doable. Are we going to see the vibrams curse of having to win a golden cap? I mean, for the Frenchies to come back, it's quite so much momentum, but the ball is definitely on their side of the court now. They've got these 2 rounds. They should be able... I mean, they can definitely do it. vibrams have to come out with a mid-victory that's decisive. They get a decisive mid-victory, it's going to be so hard for the Frenchies. They not have the time to get the victory here. You can see the soldier in onto Jorge already. Gets the kill. Patchouli is traded, and Deli's down as well now. The fragging classes on vibrams' side are just kind of honestly superior. There's more damage coming out of him. You can see Broda tries to do something. Yak is taken down by AZN there. Nice little trade for him. It's only Raph left alive, but he's in his own lobby. Frenchies, I think honestly, you probably genuinely just have to push forward here. Like, no matter the Uber side, the Uber on both teams, pretty much like kind of have to fight on mid. vibrams should know this. Just set up on mid. Get ready to slow this game down as much as possible. Grind out this win.
Yeah, the dry push will probably be coming in any second as they do walk through Flowers, seeing if they can bust this here. The bombs are in. Deli already up onto Tetris. Alien gonna take down Yak very easily. Caper trying to get the return frag, but not finding it. Loopy, last one in mid. Seeing what he can do, he's just gonna dive out of there, and this is a very nice turnaround. The doors weren't really being held close enough. Everyone was kind of still stood on the cap point for vibrams, and they just let the flood in.
This is 3 spawns denied for the red side, which means that now the Frenchies, they are sitting in a little bit of an Uber disad, but they need to cap this second, actually. They should get on this. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So now, it's even Ubers, but they kind of, again, have to
Tyrann could be caught. Oh, that was...
Oh.
If that rocket was placed ever so slightly better, Tyrann would be down right now, and that would be at least a sack opportunity at the least. Maybe some pressure from the left, but Caper is up on Sniper. He just has his eyes on that. AZN tries to catch Tyrann. Does so successfully, but they lose AZN for it. Deli, again, putting stickies on the point, pipes on the sentry.
Oh, Yak is dead!
Oh, there's so much cap time once again. They block the soldiers. The Uber is better for the Frenchies as well.
Yeah, this is so hard now for the red team. They're on the point. You can see how much damage Jorge is taking. The Scout is just taken down. Scar tries to block it, gets 1 kill, but QB's there as well. And now, 3.5 minutes left. 3-4. Frenchies now, they can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. It's not over yet at all. They are clawing back these rounds, and they're happening really fast. vibrams, you had me in the first half. What about the second?
The Cap Scouts on last are the absolute MVPs for this game. They just absolutely hovered the soldiers off the point there, denying that block for so long, which meant the Uber had to come out. And then they managed to win up the round as well. Raph once again waiting in the choke, flubs his jump in fact from a little sticky there.
Yak is dead. Oh, the pipes from Deli! Jorge's now dead. You can see the sides have been exchanged, but I don't think it matters. Soldier bombs are coming in now. They have to get Patchouli here. But it's so difficult when everyone is just 1 HP. The entire vibrams side is cleaned up. It's a single soldier, 100 HP in Cafe. Gonna get taken down. The French side are walking forwards. It's a single scout camping. And this is looking, I mean, the Frenchies are...
They're still 4 down while the Frenchies are into last. They're already pressuring in. 100% advantage. 6 men down on mid. The Frenchies are literally pulling out every stop right now. This is unbelievable. This could be the comeback of the ages. We haven't seen a TCM since TCM, but this could be it.
Honestly, yeah, it's been such a long time since something even close to this has happened. You still have to look at the time here. It's 2 minutes left. They're on Sunshine Lost. You can see the push coming out of the Frenchies already. Yak is taken down again, and so is Caper. Sentry gun not there, and it looks like the Frenchies, they're going to do it. There's only 2 players left alive. Loopy's gone down. Jorge, the last one standing. And now it's a 4-4 for the Frenchies.
And
2 minutes to play for.
Yeah, every round the Frenchies have got for the last 3 rounds have been in 2 minutes. So this 2 minutes could be the deciding round of this entire map. And if you're Vibrams right now, your mental is not in a good place. Everything is going wrong for you back to back to back. They have to win this mid-fight and they know it. And that amount of pressure could really be bad for them as we do come into the guaranteed final mid-fight of this game. Will the Frenchies be able to make the comeback happen? QB does get this first frag onto Tiram. Deli going down on the other side.
Jorge's trying his best to save up the soldier. Yak is dead. He gets the kill. He's the only guy alive. Okay, he has 80% Uber. He's 20 HP. He's running for his life. You can see the soldiers chasing him. The Frenchies. How? They lose 3 there. Pachuli's dead. I'm not even sure if they can convert this to a round, but doesn't really matter. They wipe them again. Everything, as you're saying, for vibrams has gone wrong. They get wiped again on middle. Frenchies have gone somewhere. They found a switch, and they are so back in this game. They're in the driver's seat now.
Yeah, and it looks like the repush attempt is coming into second, almost out of desperation. They don't have their heals there yet, though, so they do have to back up. And it doesn't even matter. Look, Kritzkrieg on Patchouli. There's 30 seconds left. They're going to get this one in time. They just need to not die to this trap. It does get cleared, gets dead eventually. And now there is the Sentry and Pyro combo to deal with. Looks like they are just pulling out all the stops to defend this, but there's already the dry bust in on the left. They have so much space. 95% on the crits is going to come out onto Deli any second now. It gets popped. It's straight onto the Sentry. There's already cap time. There's no frags with the crits, though. No frags. He gets Tiram finally, but it doesn't look like this could
Look
be
at the cap. The cap. Oh, no. It's done. What a robbery. Unreal. I mean, the Frenchies just pulled out literally everything there. That is insane.
From 4-0 to 5-4 in regular time.
They
That
had
is
9 minutes.
heartbreaking for Vibrams.
They got 5 rounds in 9 minutes.
Oh my god, I've never seen anything like it. That is unbelievable, and there's still another map to come. And if you are the Frenchies, your hearts are pounding right now. There's no way. You feel on top of the world. You're not losing this second map. And on the other side, of course, Vibrams must be devastated. They were looking so perfect in the first half. And then the casters cursed me saying, looks like we've underrated them, boys. Looks like they're a good team after all. The comeback is beautiful from 3.5 stars.
And I mean, unfortunately for them, it looks like towards the latter half of the game, like 3.5 stars just managed to figure something out. Yak just started getting picked out in crucial moments over and over again. It's so hard to hold a lot of these mids, win a lot of mid fights, win a lot of last holds if your demo man isn't there to help you. That damage not being there is so hard. You take a look at the logs here. See Tiram pulling ahead with 25 frags alongside AZN and Alien as well. I mean, you look at the logs here, and they're kind of... I expected them, honestly, to be a little bit higher. So you look at Deli, you're like, okay, he played Demo Man on Sunshine, so of course he has a lot of damage. But, like, the other side, Vibrams, I don't know. It feels like they just kind of stopped playing halfway through.
Yeah, I think it's just that the French team played to their weaknesses perfectly. Obviously, it's kind of a meme like, lol, Yak not sticking the last point. But it made a lot of difference here. In the last few minutes of the game, the number of times that scouts were just able to cap that up so much to like 80%, and then the soldiers either unable to block it at all by getting hovered by the scatterguns, or not being able to block it for long enough because Deli's just got it stickied up, instant deaths, and kills them all. Or also Yak going down almost instantly in the full Uber ad pushes allows that cap time to come in as well. There was just so much perfect, like, left bust plus point play from 3.5 stars. And on that last situation there, it honestly looked like they weren't going to do it, but I cannot believe how much focus they put onto that point at just the perfect times. Wow, what a game to watch.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Especially, like, the momentum swing halfway through there. They lost that 4th round, and then immediately... I mean, they just went somewhere and they found a switch. Yeah. They figured it out and they managed to drive it through. They had 8 minutes. and they just somehow found a way. The mental strength it requires to be down 4-0 with 8 minutes left and then just manage to find 5 rounds in regulation time is unreal. I think if you're vibrams right now, it's honestly, you just have to go take a breather. Like, get a glass of water, sit down for a while,
Yeah,
and just completely try to mentally reset.
Let me read how long these rounds. So that this is with 4-0 down, and then back to back, the Frenchies win these rounds in 2 minutes 30, 2 minutes 40, 2 minutes 30, 1 minute 30, and 1 minute 40. This, like, it doesn't even seem like a close game. It seems like a game of 2 rolls. There was just vibrams rolling over them in the first half, and then the Frenchies out of nowhere pull that back, and wow, just every single time making it work, mid-fight after mid-fight. Even when they lost them, their repushes into mid were exquisite, and they managed to bust that all the way to last in under 3 minutes every single time.
Extremely impressive stuff, honestly. Like, going into Snakewater now, you must be feeling so good as the Frenchies here, because now you've proving to yourself mentally that you can win a game like that is so crucial. It's so important for these players, just knowing that you can do it, because you hear stories of the TCM game where, like, it happens and it's like insane, right? But there's a reason it's crazy. And there's a reason, right? Like, most of the time, if you have, like, your caller and he's sitting there and you're, like, down 4-0 and he's like, we can still do this. Like, you don't. Like, do you really believe? But now, like, you kind of have to. Like, there has to be some sort of mental edge that they now have over, honestly, all of Prem, it feels like, to win a game like this. It's so important mentally for these players.
And the turning point of that map could single-handedly be the turning point of the season, I also want to point out. 3.5 Stars and vibrams were both teams teetering on the edge of that last playoff spot. They're the ones really fighting it out, and it looked like vibrams were going to win that map outright and pretty much secure themselves a good standing going ahead into the season, and 3.5 Stars steal that from them. It could literally be a career-ending comeback for this team.
I mean, it very well could. Like, how do you come back from this? That happens to you? What do? It's so difficult now to be on vibrams and try to sort of bring it back. I don't know how much attention they brought to their sort of Snakewater game, because it looked like, at least for the first half of the game, that they had done the homework. They were playing it really, really well. But now, I mean, going into Snakewater, the mental reset is so hard for vibrams here.
Yeah, there's, you have to take a break. People are going to be going out for a smoke after that one for sure. This, I mean, it's so, you're going to be so unprepared for it, because something like this so rarely ever happens. The fact that I haven't seen something like that in years of watching and casting and playing, it's like, there's no amount of preparation that you can think you'll be mentally ready for that to happen to you in an official. It is a devastating one. I also want to point out that at some point in that game, while winning, Paper typed ZZZZ in chat and immediately got karma'd the fuck out.
Yeah. Sometimes it kind of happens, though. You're like, oh, this is going great, and then you type something, and then immediately, and then you're like, a screenshot in a frag video.
Instead of GGing at the end, all the Frenchies just put ZZZZZ in chat as well. Like, how do you like that? You love to see a bit of trash talk blow up in someone's face like that.
And especially, yeah, that's beautiful. And, no matter who does it, when you trash talk and then you lose, it's beautiful to watch. I love it so much. It's so funny.
Okay. Tell me, Wandum, do you believe there's any other outcome from here on out that isn't 3.5 Stars winning this map?
I think they probably will win it. I don't know how close it'll be. It might be pretty close, honestly. I mean, if vibrams can just play the game like they did for the first 20 minutes of Sunshine, this is going to be a really good game. But maybe maybe the Frenchies just know something now, and it's just over. Like, that might be the case. But I think the first mid-fight is going to be extremely telling for what kind of a game we have. Snakewater is one of those mids that, like, everyone knows Snakewater mid, and it's happened. Like, you have so much practice on this map. Pretty much everyone knows all of how this map functions. It's very difficult to innovate. I don't actually know. I haven't watched much of this season. I wonder how fast the soldier bombs are going to come in, because like earlier this year, they were happening pretty much immediately at the very start of the mid. I wonder if we're going to see some very quick mid fights, if things have gone back a little bit. A little bit curious to see.
I think from experience, teams are still going pretty much ASAP on this mid. And yeah, that'll be something to look at for sure, because we saw so many different types of mids on Sunshine. There's interesting ones, obviously. Raph was changing up his mid pretty much every round, either playing his own choke, his own cafe, going fast in enemy cafe. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. On this mid, it's pretty much who can play the better default TF2 mid fight. And yeah, once we figure that out, it'll be very important for the rest of the game. And I mean, I almost want to favor Vibrams from what we saw on the first map. But when you take the mental factor into account, I genuinely don't think there's a chance. I mean, these are very emotional players as well on the side of Vibrams. I think there's a high chance that they are mentally clocked out and not even playing their C game at this point. They're playing like a D or E game with after taking that beating, but we'll find out any second now as we come into the second map. CP Snakewater, take it away, Wan.
So far, I mean, you can see both teams, they're pushing around either side. You can see the soldier bombs, they're coming in right away. There's damage here onto both sides of the team. It's a lot of damage onto Deli, who falls down very low, but look at the health on Scar. Already down, Tyram 100 HP as well. Just trying to figure out something, but you can see now, Vibram's just forced out of the mid-fight. The soldier bombs came in, they didn't really do a whole lot. Frenchies 3.5 stars, they just kind of sat back, waited for the soldiers to die, and now they can push into second here. They have a player advantage, and Vibrams, they are holding not too far back. They're trying to get in position here close to Saw, make it so the Frenchies can't get anything immediately. There's a soldier coming through. AZN gonna try to find something. He's sitting in cheese. I don't think he's gonna be able to find anything else here.
Yeah, he was actually between two players that could have killed him off, but they kind of back up, give him a bit of ground. AZN now trying to bomb out. That's 2 frags for Vibrams. They're going to be going straight away through lower here. No sticks or anything to worry about because they were just in Saw, so they are able to get through. They do have to use off this Uber, but it will be traded on middle, and they actually found a kill onto Raph during this Uber too.
Look at Jorge. Deli, I don't even know if that's accidental. He like body blocked Jorge, but I guess it's just fine. That was so well played by him. Fortunately, no one was really there to follow it up, and Vibrams just kind of managed to run away with the mid-fight victory. Jorge tried to walk away with his teammates there. Back into Saw, fleeing to safety. He could not. Just getting body blocked, and now, I mean, Vibrams, they're looking pretty solid. Wrath is up on Sniper here, going to try to find maybe a kill onto something.
Oh, they haven't even thought about it. They've completely forgotten. This could be it. He's taking the peek. Oh, it's only a body shot, unfortunately. Does back spawn. But that could have been a complete game changer. But as we are, it's even Ubers into Snakewater last.
And we've been here before, right? This is, if you're a TF2 player, you know this. Both teams of Uber, both teams are sitting around. It's Snakewater lost. Where do I go? I don't know. The sentry's in the sentry spot. It sucks. I hate the sentry spot. Why is it in the game? You know, just sitting around and try to find something. Yak is taking a lot of damage here. Getting caught out.
Scar just sacked on the sentry. He got skyboxed by it and then just decided, I'm going to use all 4 of these rockets to just shoot that bastard down. But he doesn't manage to even clear the sentry and loses his life. So everyone out of lobby. Jorge, obviously safe and sound. They're going to be retaking it as soon as this spawn comes in. Alien is checking to see what Vibrams are up to, using that spy disguise to see if anyone's on an unusual class, but there isn't, as we know.
Scar's on the conch here. He spawned on the conch, which means he's no longer going to be sacking. He's going to be walking into his stickies like his fellow soldier player. But he's going to be spamming across. You can see, actually, oh, look at this. Graf, because of Tyram going down, just gets to walk into lobby and gets the Uber for free. You can see vibrams, they're not even going to try to fight this at all. They're down a soldier, and they're out of lobby. No Uber charge, 100% now for 3.5 stars. They should be looking to get second, potentially even mid here off of this ad.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky, but they do take it out through Cheese. They already find that frag onto Scar. Loopy trying to go for a back play here, but there's already 2 players looking at him. He's going to get taken down. And the Uber isn't even forced out from Patchouli, so maintaining the Uber advantage from mid, running this one forwards. Yak very, very close, in a bit of trouble. Tyram gets taken down behind after getting a frag onto Raf. But this is enough delay, in fact, to get the Uber up here for Jorge.
They didn't even pop it there on the French side. They just settled for second. And now they can't really fight it, honestly. Pushing into Snakewater middle is very difficult when the enemy team has time to set up. As you can see now, vibrams are trying to push from grasses, spam some out, maybe even potentially get a soldier second, try to get a force. But it's so difficult. See the soldier trying to bomb in on the scout, and he just gets denied. The Loopy very low as well. The soldier's going in under, tries to find a kill into AZN. Just gets taken down by QB here. So now, it's a frag up for the French side. They should be looking to try and at least go for something here. But, I mean, they could also just do nothing. Maybe just let the Yak push happen into you and profit.
Yeah, it's not an ideal counter-sack situation. Look how far back everyone on vibrams were. They were just ready to shoot down anyone from miles away who tried to come forward. So they just let that opportunity go by and wait for the next vibrams attempt. Looks like they're kind of peeking through Saw here, trying to get something going. Yak and Loopy just busting through, or Yak and Caper, sorry, trying to see what they can see. Might even just be a trade angle, but Patch is too far back for that. Caper, in fact, just Wing in. Oh, they've managed to get this force off. This is a coveted Yak play where he really pretends he's going for a trade so hard, and then just allows his player to run in. The medic baits him, and they get a force without using their own Uber. Everyone else just runs away. It's a really nice play that very rarely works, but it is one from the Yak strat book, and it has gained them 100% advantage this time. So this is second pretty much for free, and a half Uber advantage for last
as well. Look at the health on the French side. It was so low for so long. I feel like, honestly, had this been a Pappy team, they would have pushed that, because the damage was really nice on a couple French members. And you see they're going through lower. The Uber's popped in. There's a soldier in the skybox. He doesn't get hit. That looks very close to my camera angle. But Tyram is dead now. There's a lot of players collapsing on point, but it's just AZN going down on the French side. And the Frenchies, they're going to be able to clean up. It's a kill into Delhi out of Yak. And I think that's just going to be that. It was... I feel like the push just came out a little bit too late. They didn't get enough players. As a result, now Patchouli smiling 100% advantage.
Oh, the medic back up! Oh my god, I saw he wasn't leaving with Yak, but I didn't see he was doing that. That is incredible.
If there's anything you need to get your mental back into the game, it's your medic pulling a grabber and just getting the last cap on his own. It's pretty much like... perfect now, because now you're in a situation you're round up again. 20 minutes. It's a long time to play for still, but that is... getting a funny win like that with a medic back cap, it's so important for the mental game, which is just so important now coming into this map, considering how the last one ended. The soldier bombs are coming across now as a kill into Delhi early on. So much damage onto Patchouli, barely dodges the air shot, but it's a kill into Jorge in return now. AZN sitting in the enemy sword. You can see Yak is walking forwards. They get the kill into QB. Can they kill the soldier here? It's 2 scouts on him. Broda can't do enough, and it's not a round win. It is a mid-fight win here for vibrams, who seem now to be back into it. There's a scout trying to chase the Yak. Unfortunately, he has friends.
vibrams perfectly anti-stratted that mid. They saw on the first mid, no one from 3.5 stars left the bats for the entire mid. They were pretty much up there just baiting out the soldier bombs. Both soldiers landed on the floor, got killed, and then vibrams had to leave. This time, vibrams play perfectly around that. They bomb up onto the actual players themselves instead of onto the low ground, managed to take down a lot of damage, a lot of kills, and unfortunately, AZN is able to get a return frag onto Jorge, but they win up the mid-fight anyway in the end, and Jorge even ends up with a crits advantage here, looking to go from the left onto Yak. is popped out. He's aiming in the wrong place, though. Patchouli was on the other spawn door. He does get Alien and Deli, though. Now this is playable from the left side. Patchouli's Uber is just about coming up, though.
Yeah, and that's Yak going down as well now. Taken down by Broda here. So, Yak taken down, and now Patchouli, he has to wait for his spawners here. He does not have a demo. Jorge is stuck on crits. Before, being on crits is alright, but now, like, realistically, it's kind of not a good situation. Because the Frenchies know they can take this second, and they can just push in. They have the Uber charge. The crits can be nullified with a little bit of crit reaction time, with proper calls from their team. So Tiram is on Sniper. He's going for the window shot. Barely doesn't connect, and now he falls down. The two players he meets, his demise in the end. So now the Frenchies, they're pushing forwards. They know this. The crits has popped out. But can it do anything against invincible players? 300 times 0 is still 0. And Scar is just taken down. Frenchies, they get 2 frags. They can take mid. They can take second.
Yeah, there's Loopy trying to put a stop on it, but Grass is already the easiest place to push in the game, even with 6v6, but with 2 frags. Oh, Deli's going a bit too far forwards. All the rest of his team looked like they just wanted mid instead. And now with a demo down, and in fact Jorge's gonna have crits out as well, as long as he doesn't get killed here. They do find AZN.
Get the kill onto AZN, onto Deli as well, which means vibrams. You can see Tiram actually bombs in, onto Patchouli. That's a really nice rocket onto him, but unfortunately that also means that he just gets to escape. I feel like if Tiram just like rocket jumps instead of shooting a nice rocket, Patchouli probably doesn't get out, but he gets a kill to Deli instead, which is still good. And 20%
taunts it out as well. Raph hiding on the ledge. He's right above the medic right now. Oh, Jorge is so smart. He baits that out for 1 extra second, and it's all the time in the world when it comes to the Uber situation, because Loopy just checks that a minuscule bit later and finds the hider. Now the Chris is ready, but it's... Oh wait, it's Uber now.
Yeah, they're trading Uber here, which is, I think, honestly, for the Frenchies, probably the best thing they could do. They're down soldiers. And now, I mean, it's just so hard. Deli's dead already. Scar trades for him, which is definitely a trade. You want to take QB taken down as well now. It's trades across the board here. It's a nice bomb coming out of Tiram, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. And now you can see the health. Both sides is just not really in the position to fight here. Loopy tries to find any follow-up here, but Caper going down means that now...
Tiram
it looks...
finds
Tiram! He finds a kill onto Patchouli, almost gets a kill here onto AZN as well. It's enough to sort of find a little bit of an advantage here, puts his team in a position to sort of get a follow-up push. They're gonna try to fight second here. Deli, forwards and cheese!
And Scar punishes him for it. He does get traded out, but it's a worthwhile kill. You get Deli, that's a demo man down. You already have the Uber advantage, so... We'll see if they even wait here. It looks like they want to get through left already, despite their Uber not being up. They should be looking to spam down this sentry from QB.
So difficult. Actually, QB gets a kill onto Loopy with the Rescue Ranger. That's not a Rescue Ranger. This is a Frontier Justice. As now the Uber's coming in, it's so much... The health bars on this team is so low, and they get 2 kills. Raph and Deli both go down already. The kill into Alien Smiley. You see Cape just running circles around everyone, cleaning them up one at a time. It's a 4K already. Yak is on the point. Does he get the fight? No, because the sword exists, and Yak needs the sword kill. Very respectable. 2-0 now for vibrams. Once again, they look like they're in control.
Yeah, but we've seen that story before, and it looks like the Frenchies are probably going to have to pull out a different mid fight because, you know, vibrams learnt their mistake from the first one very quickly, and yeah, now it looks like Deli just playing more normally on the floor. The rest of the team on the hut as well, instead of putting 4-man up top. AZN with a very, very fast bomb now behind in Saw. The rest of vibrams is just going to walk this one forwards, completely ignore it. Caper gets taken down by a pipe. Yak kills Deli, and Tiram's bomb is in, but it's very unsuccessful. Now we're looking at a 4v5. AZN is behind, though.
But look at his health. He can't really do anything. He's 100 HP. It's so hard to do anything if you're above, like, if you're below 120 as a soldier. Which means, I mean, they claim the win just off of the presence. He gets out in time and it's fine. But now, I mean, it's even Uber's here. Snakewater second. All teams have all players alive. Pretty sure if you're vibrams, you just sit back, relax. It's on the Frenchies' side to do anything. I wonder what they can realistically even do here. They're stacking in a soldier. Raph is going in. Doesn't get air shots. He's in onto Jorge. Actually, so far. How is he not dead yet?
And the second stack is in. AZN. Oh, Jorge popped a millisecond left before that rocket hits him in the face. So it is, in fact, a triple stack as Alien goes down in that as well. And I'm not sure that's too worth it. But yeah, Raph lived for so long there.
I mean, honestly, scout players where? Question mark? I'm so confused. How does he get to... Not only did he get off like 4 rockets onto Jorge, he also got to rocket jump like 3 times.
Yeah.
It's like, he lived for so long, which meant the follow-up out of AZN and Alien Smiley just so clean. And so now they're sitting on a 50% advantage. They're taking back middle, taking middle from vibrams. That was really good because it slows down the Frenchies. Jorge now 75%. The Frenchies have to go quick. Getting Scar is a good start.
No.
Luffy as well.
Oh, and Yak's dying here too, for sure. This is dreadful now. Just players all being a little bit too far ahead, but all slightly more far ahead than each other. Just means you can pick one by one by one. And now they're straight into last. The bomb is in. Doesn't even force Patchouli in time. Tiram down very low. There's 6v4 on the last fight here. They're already getting cap time. Uber off from the defense, but not from the offense. 3.5 stars get to turn this into a 100% advantage repush.
They're going to have to wait for a couple of spawners, though. Alien Smiley's up in 2 and AZN is up in 6. It's not that bad, especially now that they got that kill onto Scar towards the end, which means he's just spawning as well. Vibrams can't realistically push this. You can see they're just setting up a sentry here. And, I mean, they're just going to hope for the fail push out of the Frenchies. They're going to have to do something special here in order to keep this push from taking a round. Frenchies now, they're setting up already. They're being careful. As they should be. They have time to be careful, but not too much time. Jorge's built his way all the way to 80%. The Frenchies wait too much longer. Jorge can just tap this Uber. They're pushing in now. It's popped in through. There's a sentry trying to do something. Not a whole lot. Stickies on the point are getting cleared off here. You can see the presence isn't really there out of vibrams, but now it comes through. There's a kill onto Scar already. It's another kill onto Tiram. There's a scout on the point. Has to be blocked by Caper here. But Caper's just not hitting the shots, but it doesn't matter. If he's just invincible, they're gonna get this anyway. Alien Smiley taken down. AZN 27 HP. Deli's trying to walk forwards. It's very difficult, but they're getting the cap time. It's so low. There's a scout on there. Yak is fallen.
The spawns are in. The soldiers are in.
Oh,
Not in time, though. Wow. That was so back and forth. I thought Jorge was going to get the Uber pretty much immediately, but he got it up to 80% so fast, and then got that remaining 20% so slowly. There was already a ton of cap time before he even managed to get back out of the spawn. When he finally used it, his team's already 4 down, and it's really difficult to come back from that. Your spawners are just not going to come in soon enough, and eventually the battle of attrition is won by France. But we're into the 4th mid-fight. Things could be a little different. Tiram and Scar just taking top this time instead of bombing in deep. Tiram looking to go behind, does get into kitchen. Walking back onto the point now. Very low though, does get scraped down by the scout on the point. Scar in with a huge bomb, lands it on Patchouli, but doesn't hit that second rocket. No soldiers. vibrams are going to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, they lose both their soldiers, and that just means, I mean, ultimately, the soldier bombs just didn't really work out. And so now the Frenchies, I mean, they've gained back momentum. It's 13 minutes to play for here. Only down a single round. You can see the bomb comes in, and it does a lot of damage. Yak is going to fall down, and so is Raph. Which means that now vibrams losing his scout as well. They have to walk back. They have the Uber here. But it's going to be difficult to hold without a demo man, without a scout. This is looking good for the Frenchies here.
Yeah, no engineer ready to come up. Alien already onto the point. There's no stickies on it, of course. Yak is down. The block is in from 2 soldiers, but they just get the force out of panic. Sheerly so much pressure forces Jorge to have to pop that one. And again, 100% advantage manufactured by 3.5 stars. That's a really nice play.
It's so nice, because look at them now. They're sitting in such a favorable position here. The enemy is down a player who's just going to be spawning right now. The sentry gun is up. But you can see they're just walking into the lobby. They can take their time. Jorge, only 40%. And so now the Uber comes in out of shutter again. You can see the sentry gun won't do that much and is finally going to get spammed down there. And the cap time is so crucial. Yak is just caught in spawn here. The health is not too great on both sides, but the crunch is coming through from a French side. It's only 2 scouts left alive. One of them's cleaned up. The other one's shot up into the air. Now the Frenchies have pulled back. It's 2-2. And vibrams, they have to find a way to turn back the momentum here because it's so French favored right now.
Yeah, that was made all about point. It was really nice. They knew they already had cap time. They didn't even take the Uber into any players. They pretty much just Ubered onto the point, started capping it, and knew that the frags had to come to them. And then they just obviously take down all the blocking play as well, invincible. Really nicely played from 3.5 stars. And as you say, this momentum needs to turn around because we've seen what happens when the French team gets a hold of it. The bombs are forwards. AZN and Yak are going to trade on the point. There's all the space in the world for Vibrams right now, but they're just getting baited. They're playing so far back that everyone is throwing their lives into the meat grinder of 3.5 stars. Caper gonna get taken down here any second now. He's 1 HP. Does finally get cleaned up by Alien Smiley. And now Jorge just gonna get shot in the face.
He got the soul! He got the soul! They got the Ubercharge off, but Julie doesn't have. It's 90%. Loopy's running around, but he can't find anyone!
No.
This is... Oh no!
If Loopy found any kill there, they instantly win the mid-fight, but he just didn't find anyone. They were playing Ring Around the Rosie with that big wall between mid and kitchen. That's so sad. The bombs are in, Loopy's running in, gets the force at least, but they're going to lose Scar and Loopy both for it.
But they get the force there. I think that's crucial, honestly, because it's a round ender if they don't. I mean, that was a nice play from Jorge. You've seen how Tiram's actually in onto Julie here. No one really to answer for it. They get it onto Yak, and everyone's just kind of feeding all over the place. Frenchies, they do win out of it in the end. They're going to cap this up. No Demo Man. They should not push this into loss because the enemy has a medic. Jorge, sitting 50% advantage here, is good, but pushing out of Snakewater lost is so difficult here. But surely, if he plays this right, they build fast on the French side. They should be able to get this Uber here.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to walk out of lobby now. This is such a rare, shiny card game of TF2. I mean, what have we had already? A TCM, a medic backcap, and an Ubersaur on mid? Like, I've never seen one of those, never mind all three. And now Yak bombing this straight forwards with the Uber, gets absolutely nothing. No one else even came forwards with it, so he just gets dropped from that. They are picking up at least some frags that were trying to go behind from 3.5 stars, but that's not enough. They've actually let 2 through. Deli and ACN both on the point. He's stickied up in front as well.
The bomb!
Oh, it just
the bomb out of Tiram!
But they need to stand on it. They still need to stand on it.
But they're running away.
Yeah,
oh
Raph
my
doesn't
god.
go for it.
Wow. The bomb out of Tiram there gets a kill onto the point, and they manage to hold it just barely in time. Wow. That was so close. But I mean, again, the Frenchies have Ubercharge advantage here. It's not that big because Jorge's sitting on 80%. They kind of sacked all their players, but Vibrams, they're barely staying in on this.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time on point. They might just go for it. They think this ad is bigger. They go in. It does get used off by Jorge a bit later. It's 50% better for them, but everyone's already dodged out. And Yak, there's someone behind him. He doesn't notice that soldier was hiding in the corner. He does just die to Deli straight up, though, and that feed is a big pick for 3.5 stars. No stickies on point once again, and they've won so many last pushes from that alone in this game.
But you can see how Vibrams are playing around the point. They actually get a kill onto Caper hit, does the Frenchies. But QB's gonna go down now. It's one scout to try and cap this fast. Jorge has to jump down in front of the enemy to arrow his team. Tiram is just trying his best, but it's so difficult. AZN gonna get taken down there. It's Scar finding that kill onto Broda. And now, Yak, I mean, again, he's walking forwards, but he can't walk too far forwards. Loopy is up on last, but I mean, the Frenchies have to get a little bit creative here. Sentry gun is getting built up. Vibrams cannot leave this last point.
But it's absolutely 100% ad, and Vibrams were very lucky to even hold on to that last one. I mean, Yak dying after the trade there is completely unnecessary and stupid. He was walking in so deep with stickies at his feet and players behind him. He needs to keep control of this point for all that it is worth. There is now the 50% advantage getting used from the truck side instead this time. Deli bombing forwards does take down the sentry gun, but they haven't made much progress across the point. It's still a 6v6. Both teams have one half of this last each. The bomb is forwards from Raph. There's a bit of cap time behind it, and Yak goes down again.
But that's the only kill that they get. They get the kill into Yak, but you can see the position is still not there. The soldiers can do enough to sort of ward off the enemy that they're still keeping themselves in this game. Now Jorge, he has 100% Uber, which means that, I mean, the Frenchies, they have to back off it. They didn't find the kill besides Yak. The high ground control out of Vibrams, very good. They're pushing lower here with a scout. Is this just 2 people?
Yeah, they want to go deep with it. The spawners are only just in now, taking care of all the players in lobby. That's QB and AZN. Looks like after those frags, they're just going to get out for free.
Control point is being contested.
It takes care of 2. Yak and Lupia now dead, and the bombs come forward here. It's a disaster for vibrams, and 3 of them are dead. Jorge is down, but he's not with any of his teammates. They fled the other way around. So now the Frenchies, I mean, they're 90%. You can see the Sack is coming in out of Broda. He's trying to get the kill onto Jorge. Jorge doesn't pop for those, but he does pop for the Demo Man. They have to pop the Uber Charge, but Chuli's nowhere near this. He can just sit back and take this Uber Charge. And once again, vibrams is staring down the barrel of 100% advantage for the French side.
Yeah, and Scar just gets stuffed in that door. Jorge also loses his life. The Uber gets popped out immediately. This could be a wipe right here. Yeah, the
so
Uber is just finding everyone. It's Yak and Loopy versus the world, but I don't think there's going to be any outcome other than a 3.5 stars round. And there it is. They take it up to 3 once again. And there's just too many mistakes happening from vibrams that are allowing 3.5 stars to abuse their last, just put tons of pressure on until the Uber is forced out one way or another, and then recycle those 100% ad pushes until they eventually get it right. And we need to see something change for vibrams, otherwise they're going to walk out with 0 points from such a close official.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely devastating if that's the case. I mean, you can see now already trying to be a little bit aggressive on the top side, but the Frenchies, they're just standing here. They get a kill onto Delhi. That's so important, especially for a longer drawn out middle like this one. And you can see now 3.5 stars. They want nothing to do with this anymore. They get a kill onto Tiram, which is, I mean, I guess it's a decent consolation prize. It means that maybe not that much aggression is going to happen. Raph has to be careful here in lower. You can see they're actually trying to bust this, but it's just a singular scout. There's a soldier in onto Patchouli, gets a lot of damage onto him, but I think that's just going to be that. As now, they managed to trade 3.
Yeah, that was just overly aggressive with not enough resources. They were still players down when they tried to do that dry push, and then Caper just ended up throwing his life away. Yak very far forward. Patch drops! Another trap! Takes down Patch, and the Uber is straight out from Jorge in return.
I mean, they're going to hold on to middle here. They're going to try to push forward. But once again, you have to look at the player out here. It's still in the favor of the Frenchies. I don't even think. Yeah, no, you can see. They're walking back. It's a kill on Tazy and onto mid. So he tried to get in onto Jorge there. And now, finally, they're walking forward. Patchouli's still not alive. He is facing a 30% dis-ad. And vibrams have capped this out. Because Scar and Caper didn't spawn until very late, it means that vibrams have to take this a little bit slower. Alien Smiley is up on the sniper as a response. Gonna try to find something here. The ad is not that big. I feel like, honestly, it's probably fine for Frenchies here. But, I mean, with 4 minutes left, a round for vibrams now would be amazing.
Yeah, both teams kind of super built it. They're definitely going to go with it. 30% advantage. Looks like they're getting ready to take it from lower. Yak walking in. He does use off bombs of forwards, but he gets kind of denied. There's really not much to be said for this Uber. The sentry does finally go down. Scar now bombing forward, sticking people in the spawn. Cape on the point.
Cap time is so crucial, but it doesn't get out. They get 2 kills onto both soldiers, but if everyone else on the team is dead, I don't think it matters. Jorge, the only one that lives. That Uber, especially just the beginning onto Yak. He got denied by a sticky and then jumped into the sentry gun as well, so just fell flat down onto the grass there. Just couldn't do anything. And now, Patchouli once again 100% advantage after a disastrous revamp super.
With 3 minutes left. If 3.5 stars win this round, it's over. We need to see some kind of force here, some kind of delay, anything. Maybe see Patch drop to a trap again. That would be very nice if you're Yak here. 50% is the Uber. They're just still managing to keep the spam at bay, just keep people out. Looks like the French team, they just give it up. They want to play the safe game instead. AZN feeding in is going to get taken down, and that leaves some opportunity for a dry push onto grass here.
There's ever a time for a Yak push. It's right now, and they are just going to have to go for it here. As both soldiers, they're jumping through, they still not quite have Uber. You can see how far back Jorge's playing.
Tiram all the way in behind. Patch gets forced. Patch was just on the low ground, getting spammed down in a rubbish corner. And eventually gets forced out. Now it's vibrams with the 100% ad running this one forwards to last. They're going to go before Tiram's even up by the looks of things. Walking this up into top right.
See, they're coming in right now. The Uber's popped out. AZN gets the force onto Jorge now, but the cap time is just so crucial. There's so much cap time on it. Raph is finally on the point. There's a soldier bombing across. QB is taken down. Raph as well. Scar gets taken down, but it doesn't matter because Caper's on the point. 3-3 with 2 minutes to go once again, as now both teams, either team can still walk away with this. It is 2 minutes to play for. That's enough time for a round. But
I mean, it's a weird decision from 3.5 stars there. I mean, obviously, when there's very, very little time, you want to be running that clock down, but you don't want to be giving up advantages to do so. If you'd taken that 50% add into mid, you could have won this round and won the game off the back of it, but instead, we're fighting here with 2 minutes left. The first bomb in from Scar is gonna go down, and now QB is just running across the combo, takes down Yak onto Jorge as well. This could be a wipe, and this could be it. There's 70 seconds left. Caper hiding on Bats. He needs a miracle. He needs to find Patch. Patch is walking down underneath him, but he's surrounded by players.
He's in onto AZN and just gets shut down. 2 very nice rockets out of AZN. So now, I mean, that was a disastrous mid. Scar died immediately and no one on
There's
Vibrams
no
was
time
really
even
able
for
to
a
take any
sentry.
space.
With a scout down that late, you can't even get a sentry in time. Loopy
is
is just going to have to do on the heavy, and there's 40 seconds.
Who's coming out? It's out of the French side. I mean, you can see it. They're sticking up spawn. Vibrams can't even leave. There's a scout on the cap. I don't think there's anyone here to block it realistically. There's so many red players on the point. And I think maybe, I mean, they're cleaning it up. It's Loopy and Scar finding frags. But they are just going to get taken down now. One scout, and Patchouli, he gets the kill onto Jorge. Can he get 2 more? He can't. 20 seconds now. Look at the cap. They're trying to push forward. All the Frenchies are dead.
There's 15 seconds. There's no chance here. Once second gets capped, this game's over. Can Caper and Loopy get it without being blocked in time? They do, so we are going to a golden cap, and will we see the pattern continue of Vibrams losing one map, taking it to golden cap, and then winning the golden cap? They've got 2 points in 2 officials so far. Will this be another one where they lose overall, but at least get 2 points to save from it?
I mean, 2 points are better than 0. 1 point is better than 0. Like, I mean, honestly, at this point, you kind of take it. You're in the golden cap now. This has been a very tense official so far, as we are swapping maps or something. What's?
Yeah, do they think this is a best of 3? What's occurring here? But yeah, that last push, the final push of the game, the French team. Well, I'm not going to say it was their mistake. Even Vibrams did such a perfect job of avoiding the entire Uber. I mean, the Uber was taken so deep onto the spawn door instead of the cap, and pretty much no one died. They all got into spawn successfully. Both soldiers kited out to the tower above the truck, and then once the point play did come in, the soldiers' blocking was enough to bring those players out of spawn, get Loopy off heavy, and just win out the team fight with their one spawning scout coming in as well right at the end to clutch things up. What a close last few seconds of what has been an incredible official. Who do you think takes this golden cap, Wandum?
I mean, honestly, I have to go with the Frenchies. Like, they've been, I think, honestly, for most of this game, they've been playing a better game than Vibrams. Sure, Vibrams managed to equalize a round, but I think, honestly, like, they got that last round out of a really terrible mistake out of the Frenchies. I think now, going into this, I mean, if you look at the patterns, it says the Vibrams are going to win, right? Like, surely they take another 2-4 victory. Or 2-4 loss, but I mean, it's going to be so hard, especially after the way that last mid went. They're really going to have to think about this, and they're going to have to think about it hard. Because you know the French is going to do the exact same thing.
I'm going to look at logs to see if I'm right, but my instinct tells me that the Frenchies were winning a lot more of those mids than Vibrams were. Let me have a look here. Yeah, so the French team won 5 out of the 7 mids that were played in our last map. That is very convincing, and a mid makes up so much of the golden cap. You need to get a hand on that middle, otherwise you can pretty much be on your last with a full advantage against you, and your whole 30 minutes of playtime gets decided by 1 minute of you being rolled by an Uber. So we do need to see Vibrams come up with something that will work out here on this final mid. We do want to see them at least win this golden cap, get some points. Well, they've got 1 point guaranteed for taking this one to a golden cap, but they're looking for 2.
Yeah, I mean, 2 points is so crucial again to sort of get closer to playoffs. I mean, Frenchies, they won't be complaining about 4 points either. 5 points again for them very much ideal. 6 points is ideal, but you're probably not going to get that at this point. I mean, you won't. But yeah, it's so hard. I mean, we could take a look at the logs here. I feel like, again, they are very standard. Just the low kill game here for vibrams, significantly lower, actually, compared to the Frenchies. Once again, just adding to the theorem that maybe the Frenchies are ahead, but look at this. Oh, okay, never mind, they're trolling. I thought we were gonna go for it, and then we just didn't. We unreadied. There we go. Maybe this time?
Alright. Well, here we go. This is what the entire match relies on now. Golden Cap, 3.5 stars versus Vibrams. We've already seen a TCM. We've already seen a Medic back cap. Now we're going to Golden Cap. Let's see if they have any more surprises for us here on the first and final mid.
It's going to be very intensive for both teams. You can see now there's a lot of pressure here out of Tiram. He's into the enemy kitchen already. They're trying to get behind here. You can see both teams, they're posturing. One of them has this soldier behind, and it's very crucial to see what he can do. And now, I mean, Frenchies again, they're playing this really passively. They're waiting. But it's a lot of damage onto AZN early on, but it's Deli that finds the first frag onto Loopy, and that prompts the French side to get more aggressive. Tiram goes down as well in behind, and now it's a cleanup here. Yak goes down. Alien Smiley's the only French player to die. QB is going to join his brother, but I don't know if it's enough. It's a soldier trying to hold off. He's alone with Jorge, is Scar, but maybe this is enough. Jorge is up. He still has Uber, and I mean, the Frenchies could do a lot worse. We're going to have to see. Vibrams, they want to fight this.
Yeah, Vibrams, they should deserve to get hold of second here, but they haven't cleared Raf from lower, and that could be the difference maker. Everyone on the French... Oh, Pachuli's getting pushed very hard, and he gets forced off. Raf is still behind, so they're going to be relying on Raf to get some kind of back cap going, cause some chaos, or force Jorge here. Most likely the first, and he does now walk up into lobby. He's very slow to get anything done, as the push is already coming into mid here.
See the low health bars on the Frenchies. You can't really fight this. Raf again, he's so far back, it's going to take him a while to even get into position to realistically do anything. He's finally on middle, but you can see now Vibrams, they're all the way into second. Raf has snuck his way forward.
He doesn't want to give off any sound cues. He's staying behind this entire time.
It just means that down a soldier on the French side. Surely at this point, Vibrams kind of know, as now Raf is trying, he's hiding behind a corner. He has to go for something soon, because I mean, it's not that big of an advantage, but like getting a kill onto Jorge, even a force, it's going to be crucial. You can hit, he's probably setting this up, but I mean, at this point, he has time now. So things have sort of settled down. It's 100% for both teams. But Vibrams, they just want to go for this.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting into lobby. There's no pressure forwards. Raf, now, he takes his time to strike. He's on to Jorge, misses the first rocket. He gets the second, but that's not enough. One rocket on Jorge won't force him. Loopy and Tiram have gone down in lobby in the meantime, but wait!
Oh,
Patch died!
When?
When? How?
When? How?
How
it's
is Patch
medic
died?
down. Vibrams, they just found the golden ticket. They're going to walk through into shutters now. They have 100% Uber here. You can see them now. The medic is finally up. The sentry gun is immediately taken down, and the point presence for the French is just not really there. But there's no kills for Vibrams. They haven't found anyone. And now the heavy's coming out here. Jorge is in such an awful position. He goes down. It's 2 kills. Both the scouts are dead, but everyone else, Loopy, is trying to be a one-man army. He's joined by his Austrian brother, and they're trying to get something. They get the kill onto Broda here. Loopy's on the point. It's Raf on the point. He's found 3 kills, and he holds it just in time. It's a wipe, and now it's a 50% advantage. The Frenchies claw their way out of that one, just barely staggering, but very much still going.
God, I wish we had an instant replay. I have no idea how Patch, I assume, dropped there on last, but unfortunately unable to convert for Vibrams. This will not be their final moments. There is a repush onto second. They're trying to get anything they can, maybe a force onto Patchouli, but looks like Scar's just going to be losing his life for nothing as it is right now. He does get taken down. Tiram's still on the spawn queue as well, so no soldiers on middle for now. Loopy hiding in kitchen. He's made it in behind.
Oh, but Yak is just taken down by Deli. And if you're Vibrams right now, I mean, you have time to get the Uber here. Jorge's at 75%.
Tiram
they have
forced
the
them
backup
on
going.
mid as well.
Oh, it's not going to do anything. Patchouli got forced. This is really good for Vibrams. Yak going down is so crucial, actually, because it allows the Frenchies to go in anyway. They're going to try to go for the force here. Luffy behind. He's going to try to fight Broda. Doesn't get the kill, as he actually just gets taken down. Instead, it's 3 down for Vibrams. 4 down. As Raph finds a kill into Caper, they can't fight this on the
They
second.
have to use out of here, and that is going to be devastating for them. They have to find something. They air shot onto AZN from Scar, but they're not going to find anything else. They kind of just... It was a very unfortunate 1v1 loss, which led to that situation up in Cheese, I think, by one of the scouts. That just means that now they have to force, and now they're not in a great position. Scar bombing through for almost no reason into just 2 scouts right ahead of him. There is the advantage for Patchouli still. He's up to 90% now. Tyram still...
Look at the stickies and Saw. They just don't dead. Patchouli was standing right on top of them. As Tyram is taken down now, so now it means, the French is just gonna walk forward here, as they have the 100% Uber. It's getting capped off here. They have a kill. This is the Frenchies' game to win, as the Uber's popped in onto Delhi right now, and he doesn't find anything quite yet, but this Scoutable point has to get flashed. There's a lot of damage onto him. AZN taken down. It's a kill onto Raph, and the Frenchies, they don't have the position. Caper finds a kill onto Patchouli. Delhi's 50 HP. He can't fight this, stuck in Saw.
The scout
look at
from
Alien
right.
Smiley. Alien Smiley's onto last. He gets blocked just in time, and then not in. He doesn't find the kill onto Jorge either. He barely just doesn't manage to get it. The Frenchies are routed out of last. Jorge is still alive. He doesn't even have advantage. I don't think, they get this second, but I don't even think they can push mid here.
Yeah, they needed cap time
but Scar-
ASAP, and Delhi gets that frag onto Scar as well. They just combust immediately from that pressure. Caper on the low ground might get caught off too, and from here all the dominoes are falling. Caper gonna get taken down. There's only 3 players alive on last. This can be busted so easily. The spawns are so long, still 10 seconds before reinforcements arrive.
Scout onto the point. It's a kill onto Tyram there. Scott tries to do it, but there we go. The Frenchies finally, they walked through it. That was such a tense golden cap. They finally managed, went back and forth all the way through, coming back on Sunshine. That was a game for the ages out of them. And then sealing it on Snakewater. It was so close, but in the end, they managed to close it out. What an official out of these 2 teams.
Crazy set of maps. And it's heartbreaking for vibrams. To have 2 maps that close and walk away with only 1 point to say for it is so unfortunate for them. But at the end of the day, if you do let yourself get 5-4 TCM comebacks like that, you can't expect to be rewarded for it.
Certainly it was very difficult for them. I think vibrams really put up a fight, though. Very, very impressive out of them. Honestly, it's one of those where, they were so close so many times to just walking away with 6 points tonight. They could have, there was a very real world where they did that. And unfortunately, the Frenchies just kind of had a leg up on them on a lot of times. It felt like ultimately they're just able to catch out very key members on Vibram's side, led them to the victory in the end.
Yeah, there's a world for sure where that's 6 points for both of those teams, but wow, what a game to watch. And yeah, it was a drop from Patchouli on last in that golden cap. That could have been the deciding moment for the golden cap there, but wow, so many key moments just all throughout this game, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely want to watch back again. That was so good. If you didn't watch the first map, go watch it, because a TCM like that is truly something special. It's not something you get to see very often. The way they just managed to just round after round, pretty much immediately, just taking, they were so quick as well. Snakewater was a little bit closer, a little bit less, I don't even want to say it was slow paced. They just want as many rounds sort of included into it. So now, if you're the Frenchies, you're feeling really good about this one. Because not only did you do a TCM, on top of that, you also won a golden cap, which means, the belief is, the belief on this team, the mental fortitude you get from crawling back 8 minutes, getting 5 rounds, the TCM on Snakewater and on Sunshine, and then that golden cap on Snakewater as well.
I'm also gonna point my finger at the MVP of the official tonight. Delhi was playing so well. 350 DPM on Sunshine, 350 DPM on Snakewater, and 500 DPM in the overtime on Snakewater as well as single-handedly securing the Golden Cap mid-fight, because both teams were playing so passively. Obviously, 3.5 stars were playing Snakewater very passively throughout the entire thing, and vibrams decided that to counter that, they were going to play passively themselves, but have one person kind of capping the point. And Delhi just put a trap behind Loopy, and Loopy ran into it, and from there, the mid-fight was over. It was just a 5v6. So Delhi, I'm sure, has his back hurting from how hard he carried there. Like,
yeah,
that was a very, very good official for him, and he must be very pleased to come out on top with 5 whole points to show for it.
Yeah, very good stuff out of the Frenchies. Really impressive stuff. I mean, wow. What do you do now if you're the Frenchies? I guess not lose to Full Toast? It's kind of too late. I mean, honestly, we were talking about this before we went live. If we're looking at the season right now, Full Toast seems to be shoo-in for the finals, but you wonder who else besides Full Toast are going to be there in the grand finals. And maybe the Frenchies are making a case for themselves. They have shown they are capable of being clutch when it matters most. That's a pretty good quality to have.
I mean, this season is so unpredictable. It's so all over the place. As you say, Full Toast have pretty much secured themselves the first seed already, being the only team that's actually played all of their games and, coming out with 8 wins from that, 27 points. So they're going to be top of the leaderboard for sure, but so many games still yet to be played and look so close. There's teams trading maps and points from all over the place with each other. It's really, really tricky to tell who's going to come out on top in that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th slot this season. But I think both teams have made their names for themselves tonight. Obviously, vibrams have already had good results up against some of the top teams like Fortoast and Garda. So, yeah, getting a point off Frenchies as well, who are looking to be maybe a playoffs tier team. Who knows? Who knows where things are going to end up?
It's definitely exciting, which is why, chat, you are here now. You should be here other times as well for the rest of the season. It's shaping up to be a really interesting one. What happens when you sort of get a power vacuum where the best team just kind of leaves, and now we have this sort of weird spot where we don't know who's the best. We're going to have to keep watching, keep trying to find out. Stay tuned on TFTV. I would say Twitch Prime, but we don't actually know where that money goes. Maybe it's Enigma. We don't know. Don't Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime to Dum Tum. He's in chat. Give him money. I think this has been all from me, Dum. Do you have anything to say?
I'm going to give shout-outs to both of the teams for bringing us one of the best officials I've watched in a long, long time. And shout-out to Manny.
I think that's all for us right now. Once again, it's me, Wandum. Bumfries was here as well. Beta being an absolute trooper on the production as well. Good stuff out of him. We're going to see you next week, probably, in ETF2L Season 39. It's going to be week 6 next week, I believe. I don't remember the maps, but stay tuned. That is all. Good night.